Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. A few hours ago, Raila Odinga shared out a press statement, a statement that is going to form the basis of our analysis right now. Raila Odinga, press release, July 15, 2023, those killed and arrested by Ruto are martyrs and political prisoners. We are yet again in the throes of a liberation struggle. This time, we are struggling to be liberated from politics of deceit, corruption, dictatorship, and arrogance. Kenyans have never lost a liberation struggle. We get beaten, arrested, and killed, but we never lose. In the past, we have suffered detention without trial, police brutality, and even a totally compliant judiciary, and still we did not lose. We shall not lose the one currently underway. Police killings during protests have happened in the past. Almost always, those shot are innocent Kenyans not involved in demonstrations. These killings are meant to spread fear among Kenyans so that they succumb to the excesses of the regime. Unfortunately, this time around, it is not just the official security officers that are being unleashed on Kenyans. Kenya Kwanza has embedded a trained killer squad in the name of Operation Support Unit into the official security agencies and unleashed it on Kenyans. OSU, now under a Mr. Zachary Kariuki, was disbanded a few years ago and its members sent home. The squad is back. Last Wednesday, OSU was in action in Kamkunji, Jogoo and Mlolongo, firing at protesters and killing some. OSU main brief is to hunt and execute Azimio leaders and protesters. It is the squad Ruto is counting on kusafirisha Azimio leaders as Mr. William Ruto warned. We will soldier on. Arrests, trumped up charges, illegal detentions, and incarcerations have happened in the past. We have always remembered the victims as the heroes of our liberation. We remember heroes like the late George Anyona, Edward Oyugi, Ngodho Kariuki, and Jeru Kadhangu, who were jailed on trumped up charges. We remember Koigi Wamwere, who was numerous times arrested and denied bail and held for several years each time in an attempt to silence him. We remember the recently deceased Professor Michere Mugo and the late Professor Ali Mazrui, who were forced into exile. We remember Kenneth Matiba and Charles Rubia, who were detained without trial for demanding for what is today a basic reality of Kenya's politics and one of the pillars of our republic, multi-party politics. Indeed, the folly of our past dictatorship is evidenced by the fact that Dr. Willy Mutunga and Mohamed Ibrahim were also detained for demanding multi-party politics, survived to become Chief Justice and Judge of the Supreme Court, respectively. As we soldier on, we condole with the families of all those killed by Ruto and celebrate them as martyrs of our liberation. We acknowledge all those being arrested and charged and acknowledge them as political prisoners. We shall overcome. Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Coalition Party. Yes. I want us to dissect that press release by Raila Odinga for Kenyans to understand the truth of what is happening. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. That's Raila Odinga's expose. And from what is happening in this government, where cabinet secretaries are threatening assassinations on some leaders, and we are also seeing in Sondu, local politicians, with the help and protection of the police, are arming goons to kill innocent Kenyans. We also saw Uhuru Kenyatta's Northlands farm being invaded by government-sponsored goons. The statement by Raila Odinga, basing my argument from what we have so far seen, is actually very true. That's exactly what this government has planned. And that's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. What are the games here? From where I sit, the threats as of now are not meant for Raila Odinga. The government has laid out a strategy where through those threats and intimidations, they want to scare Raila Odinga's foot soldiers, the members of parliament, MCAs, senators, governors, and any other persons who are supporting Raila Odinga. The government wants to, first of all, scare them so that they can withdraw their support for Raila Odinga. I'm seeing that as the primary goal and aim of all these assassination threats and intimidations. Ruto wants to make sure that Raila Odinga has no ground support. After making sure Raila Odinga has no ground support, then in one way or the other, Ruto knows he shall have maybe broken one of Raila Odinga's legs. That's what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. And then secondly, I'm seeing a government that is coming out clearly as a criminal government. If individuals such as Moses Kuria are still serving as cabinet secretaries in this government, with all the hate speeches he gives out quite often, then you are seeing clearly birds of the same feathers flocks together. Moses Kuria's master approves of his hate speech and those threats. Birds of the same feathers flocks together. These threats by Ruto's government, in my honest opinion, are short-lived because you cannot silence a hungry man or a hungry person. That hunger will force that person to actually talk. It's true that Kenyans are suffering, but William Ruto is completely out of touch. And I'm saying he's out of touch because upon William Ruto being declared the president, it appears some people have surrounded him who are not giving him the accurate feel on the ground. And in most occasions, if he goes to these political rallies, Kenyans are being paid and being mobilized to attend those events, and then they start ululating, cheering up William Ruto. So Ruto never gets that opportunity to interact with the real hustlers for him to know exactly what Kenyans are going through. The housing levy, or rather Finance Bill 2023, is not about Raila Odinga. It's about the people. 93% of Kenyans are against that bill. I don't know whether William Ruto has been told that. 93% are against that bill. So Ruto is clearly going against the grain. And as he goes against the grain, he is becoming more and more unpopular. As I conclude, Ruto made so many promises which he has not been able to fulfill. Now what Ruto is doing is to try to silence any critical voice. He doesn't want anybody talking about such failures. The reason is simple. He has failed to deliver. Now to silence people from reminding him of his promises, his government has to be brutal. Is turning dictatorial. That's exactly what is happening here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me stop it there for now. If you are watching us, but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. For those who may want to support our forum, contact me through that number below. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.